This is my first show called Milkshake where I talk about real stories, but I was told not to do these videos and go to work. Can you please be quiet? No! Get a job finally! Shut up! So, I played hockey for 10 years, and in my entire life I scored 8 times, which is not that bad. Yeah?
So, did you find some school?
No! Okay. So, I scored 8 goals. 8 goals. That is actually really bad. Hello, Mr. President.
You see a lot of young people that are doing a great job.
Okay, this video will not have views anyway. Okay, I was a defenseman. I swear I'm going to Yeah?
Hello, sir. Pizza's here. And also, can you get the job?
So, I played hockey for 10 years. I was a defenseman and I had number 6 and 61. My body type for a hockey player was terrible. I weighed 140 pounds, which is pretty damn low for a hockey player. So one time after a practice, the coach stopped me and told me, "You should eat more." In our weekly schedule, we had 6 days of hockey out of 7. So I only had free time on Monday evening, which I usually spent sleeping anyway because I was so tired. I think the schedule wasn't far from looking like a military schedule, especially when I had to wake up at 5:45 for a morning practice. And when the alarm rang, oh my god, that feeling was one of the worst in the world for me. Not now. I felt like I was rising from my grave. Then I sat on the bed and asked myself, how do the pros in the NHL manage to be so good when I'm doing the same thing and I'm not even close? So, after I finally woke up and when I walked to the locker room, I felt like I need to greet everyone even if I didn't want to. Because most of the times it was just fake politeness, so just the team spirit wouldn't die. Which most of the times never really existed because we all wanted to be better than other. I think our coach believed it though, but poor guy, that was just in his head. In our locker room, we had a TV that played non-stop for 8 to 10 hours, because we never turned it off. We would play some stupid stuff like Shrek Sucks on it, and it only turned off by itself. So maybe it's still playing to this day, I don't know. Before each practice, the coach would bring us a lineups of how would we train. It was divided into 4 groups. The first meant you are really good, or your dad gave some money to the coach. The second meant you are also good, or your dad is a coach's friend. The third meant you are a middle class. And the fourth you are a loser and will be bench warming during the match. When we played a game, the coach called which pair of defensemen would go on the ice next. So if I was in the third group, the order would go first, second, and then me and my teammate. But sometimes he did this. First, second, first again. And I thought, you cannot be serious, man. Why they are going on the ice when we should have? And when they had their power plays, I sometimes didn't get on the ice for 10 minutes. Then, after I cooled down, I was sent on the ice. And when the first guy, who was already on the ice 4 times during the 10 minutes that I was sitting on the bench, would cross me, or if they score a goal, the coach would bench warm me for the rest of the game. Okay, take a break. And he would replace me with someone else who was warming the bench. Thanks a lot. My game was over. Sometimes before the practice, the coach drew us a drill that we will do on the ice. And sometimes I forgot it how it was. So I had to step up in the last place in the queue, but if none of us remembers it, it turned into a battle. You go. You go. No, you go. No, you go. I don't remember it. Me neither, so you'll go. No, okay, I'll try. You smell, by the way. And then, after a coach saw the first mistake, he would be like, skate everybody! He gave us a penalty lap. Having your own water bottle during the practice was a kinda luxury thing, because almost nobody brought one, but everybody was thirsty. So if I brought mine, by halfway through the practice, it was empty, because someone other drank it. And when I didn't have one, I at least asked to take a sip, but maybe not always. And by the way, speaking of water, when you are dying of thirst during the practice, in that moment, tap water tastes like best drink in the world. When I went to school, I was dead tired. And my hands also smelled. Because of the hockey gloves. No matter how hard I tried to wash them in the sink, the smell never went away. I probably should have used some special soap or something. Then, when I went to the second practice after the school, I had to sleep at least 1 hour. So if I wanted to leave school earlier, my teacher stopped me and asked me, "Where are you going?" And I said, "To the practice." And he said, "Okay." I was in sports school, so it was fine. My biggest fear during my hockey career was a serious injury, and my first happened when I was 14. We were playing a game, and I was skating with a puck from the corner behind the net, and as I was turning back to the corner, someone smashed me on the boards. I fell on the ice, then I got up and immediately skated to the bench. The funny part is this: to this day, I don't remember any of it. I don't remember I was on the ice, I don't remember someone smashed me on the boards, and I don't even remember skating to the bench, which is kinda cool because apparently I have something like an autopilot for skating. It was like I was playing a game and then in 1 second I was sitting on the bench and the doctor was talking to me. When I went to the locker room to change to my normal clothes, 15 minutes later my teammate came with a broken hand. We were playing against idiots that day. Our coach said he had never seen anyone playing this hard at this age. Hockey is a really tough sport and it honestly learns you to be tougher. One time I got a puck in the defensive zone, I got hit, fell on the ice and I couldn't inhale for 2 seconds. And the guy who hit me took me the puck and scored a goal. When I went to the bench, barely alive, the coach yelled at me for not passing the puck. So, if you play hockey and can barely breathe, nobody cares. One day we had a gym session and while we were lifting the weights, we started hearing some noise coming outside of the gym. There were 2 guys fighting each other while others were cheering and screaming. Hockey. And we said to our coach that there is a fight outside. And he was like, so what? Because in hockey they wanted to learn us that you are responsible for everything that you do, I guess. So, after 1 minute of walking, he walked out to the screaming crowd and said to them, "What the hell are you doing? Are you dumb?" And one guy from a fight was staring then with a ripped t-shirt, holding only on 1 thread on his shoulder. But luckily, nothing happened to them. Speaking of when something actually did happen, when our coach always told us not to wear skates in the locker room, of course one guy jumped with a skate onto someone's finger, another customer for hospital. So please, never walk with the skates on in the locker room. Sometimes, in the end of the practice, the coach told us that we are going to do one-timers. It meant that he will pass the puck and we will shoot it on the first touch, which always meant that someone will break a stick. And 1 stick cost like $360. So, if I had a cheaper stick on the bench, I always change it to that one. And when the drill starts, it was like... The sad truth was that I was playing with the fake sticks for a couple of years. And it happened like this. My dad ordered me some good sticks for the half of the price, which is not suspicious at all, from a random guy, considering it like a safe buy. Like, what could happen, right? And when I got them, they had square edges instead of rounded, they were heavier, and they had no grip. So I put a glue from a hockey tape to create more grip so my hand doesn't slide off, but instead I made it too sticky and I couldn't get my hand off the stick. I remember in that moment that someone passed me the puck closer to my feet and I needed to move my hand lower to receive the pass, but I couldn't. My hand was stuck. It was so awkward that I just ripped my hand off the stick and I immediately tried to wash it with the ice. Yeah, tough moments, but I miss hockey like so much. It was a part of me and always will be. In my hockey career happened a lot more things, so I still have a full fuel tank to talk about. At least once a week I got the dreams about how I am back on the ice, but it's okay. My dad always said, go to school.